It's been a while since the source checked in with the mayor of Port Colborne, Bill Steele. Let's welcome Bill to the program.
Mike, thanks. Appreciate this.
Bill, some federal money coming your way for some new bicycle lanes. Can you talk about that to begin with?
Yeah, so federal and provincial money came down with regards to a project that'll run along Welland Street to Nickel Beach. So it'll be a trail for walkers and also a bike lane that'll go from the beginning of Welland near the Clarence Street East intersection right down into Lake Road. So we're looking at also partnering with the businesses along there on the canal side to actually help with them to help us with the berming and fencing and treeing and things like that. So as we develop this, we'll be in partnership, and our staff is working very diligently on it. So it'll allow safe passage down to the beach for those walking or bicycling. So just another great addition to that area.
You've mentioned Nickel Beach. What has Nickel Beach been like? What has been the turnout, the social distancing aspect during phase 2?
Yeah, so we've been open for a little over 2 weeks now, running right into the Canada Day Wednesday. Basically between the Niagara Regional Police making their presence there, our fire department going down a few times a day, and then including our bylaws officers going up and down, and our staff. In general, it's been very good. The beach has been closed on weekends by about noon to cars, and then only one day we had to close it completely because it was just too full for allowing more people. But in general, I was down there on Monday. I was down there last Sunday. People are respecting the social distancing, but any issues we do see, we educate first. Like the whole time during COVID, we haven't had to charge anybody in Port Colborne. The public's been very, very good with our education from our bylaw officers. It is a little bit overwhelming because the beach is about a third the size of what it would normally be. So our capacity is really small on it. But, every, week we have our meetings with our EOC. And with regards to that, we've made some changes. So what we've done this past Monday is we're making it open to Port Colborne residents from 9:30 to 10:30, and then after 10:30 to the Niagara and beyond residents. And then we've also implemented our yearly pass, which last year we had 14 people purchase that. So we did hear some feedback that they would like the week or the yearly pass. So we're doing that. It's a $100 charge plus HST. And then it'll be from Monday to Thursday. But there will be a caveat because of the popularity of the beach. We won't be honoring that if the beach is full. If it's closed to any more cars or patrons. So.
The town of Port Colborne has been very proactive in supporting the business community, restaurants and patios, or restaurant patios now being able to open up. What has the response been like?
Response has been really good. Our first go-around was the 15-minute pickup zones, and some businesses didn't want them, so which was fine. So we did blast those out across our two downtown areas, the Main Street area and then the Clarence King West Street area. But on the whole, the majority of businesses were very happy with that, where people came up, able to park, run in and grab their goods or food, or have them delivered to the curbside. So that's been very good, well received. It is ongoing. We haven't taken those away yet. And then once the province and the AGCO gave us the permission to look at expanding patios further than what we normally have for businesses, and then those that didn't have patios, if they wanted to do an expansion to keep their capacities very similar to what their smaller patios were, we were the front line to do a small application, and that was, we were the kind of the authority, I guess, to say yes, you can. It's a very quick application. It's basically in the morning and done by that afternoon. There's no fees. Our staff worked very hard on the first 20. They are still working with some other businesses and restaurants to expand their patios. That's been overwhelming because they did allow us to expand them further along sidewalks. And as in the past, we have in Port Colborne, we've had two of our restaurants use our parking spaces on the road for a patio that's brought in prefabbed. They've expanded those, and then also on to either municipal property or parking lots that are near their business. So that's been very good, and the public's been good. we've had a few glitches, Mike, but our staff's been very quick to respond to that and fix as much as possible.
Mayor Steele, one final question. There is a mask bylaw vote at the region today. How will you be voting?
I guess you'll have to watch tonight. I've received lots of emails, and quite frankly, the majority of emails that I've received were for no mandatory masks. But in those majority were recommending lots of education and without the mandatory rules, I guess. I've got a number of questions on this, and as I've stated in the past, my wife is a nurse in the with the Welland site of the NHS. She works in the ICU unit. I do lean on her for her expertise, and she is one of those that comes out and says it's probably not a bad idea to make it mandatory. My concern is the enforcement of it, and I really want to make sure that if we do move forward with this, that we have the proper enforcement, but we're not going after our businesses. I think our businesses have been through a lot. I know Toronto's got a $5,000 fine for businesses. I don't believe that's the answer. I truly believe education. I think Niagara has done a really great job, and the public's been very good at it on the continuing education through all our municipalities and the region itself, and through Dr. Hergy and his team at Public Health. Canada on the whole has done very well, I think, if you look south and kind of the craziness of numbers down in the southern states, and they just bang open everything up. We don't want to see that here, and I think our public doesn't want to see that either. So it'll be a really good debate tonight.
Port Colborne's Mayor Bill Steele, thank you very much for joining us today and shedding some light on these questions.